In the modern day, I think we often want to like shelter ourselves, keep ourselves nice and comfortable, be as far away from anxiety as humanly possible. However, I do not think that this is necessarily a helpful way to live. And as a matter of fact, I think it would be immensely useful if we learned to actually face our fears, face our anxieties, face the turmoil in your life head on, though not stupidly. Okay, there's a difference between going after something tactfully, intelligently, with a plan. Okay, now I've always had a big fear of public speaking, and to hurry up and get my associate's degree, I had to take a public speaking class as one of my required classes, right? Terrified of it. Had to go up and speak in front of a good 20 people. The class, it wasn't just speaking, like you had to give a few arguments, you had to arrange it a certain way, you had to do it within a certain amount of time, and it was either the time was either too long or too short. If you weren't confident enough, you got knocked down, and I was really um, hurrying, trying to rush myself into getting a A. I'm really prideful about my GPA. Honestly, that might be one of my bigger fears instead of public speaking is to get a low GPA. I think that's probably because when I was younger, I used to have a really bad GPA, and so now that I'm older, I have like I don't know. I feel like that's more of a sign of maturity on my part. But, anyways, so I had to take the public speaking class, and within the first day, I was a nervous wreck. I understood that everyone was, and I think in handling your fears, that's a big thing. Is understanding that you're not the only one. You are never the only one that's scared of this thing. I know a lot of people that are terrified of, I don't know, I think megalophobia or something like that. That's a big one. I've never been scared of big things, but apparently it's a big thing now on the TikToks, on the internets. So, understand that you are not alone in a fear. So, anyways, I ended up conquering this fear. I went through the whole semester. I did my three big speeches. And by big, I mean like 5 minutes. But I had to source is a whole thing. Anyways, that's not important. And the thing that kept me going was knowing that after I get this done, I don't need to do it again. But the big one was the reward at the end of it. There was a reward to gain. Not just would I get my associate's degree, but I would get over my fear of public speaking and that I could move forward in my life knowing that I can always accomplish this goal. Is always going to be behind me. I will there will never be a time in the future where I'm like, oh geez, I'm glad I don't have to do a public speaking thing because now I've conquered it. I've conquered a fear and I've regained a sense of freedom, a sense of stability, a sense of mobility. You know, I have another tool in my toolbox that I can use in my life. And I think if we looked at your fears or your anxieties of getting over it, what it is you gaining freedom. You don't have these chains holding you down, keeping you from actually being you, right? And I wrote down a few other small tips. I was going over like some small things of things that used to scare me or and how I got over it. And I think I wrote down a good five. So I'd say one, analyze your fears objectively. Remove the emotion completely. What is it? If there is nothing to it, right? Like public speaking, like what is actually the worst that can happen, right? Like let's say the worst thing that could happen is you die, right? Well, then you're dead and you don't care. Okay, so that just eliminates like everything, right? How many fears is that? Like the top, like the worst thing that could happen. Not many, but even if that were the worst thing out there, once you're dead, you don't care, right? moving on. Tip number 2, check your emotions properly. By that I mean really analyze how you feel about your fear. I know this kind of goes against the whole like anti-emotional vibe that we kind of go through in society now, but sometimes you'll notice that your emotions aren't really how you actually feel. Rather, you're telling yourself you feel this way about something. And sometimes if you like just focus a little bit more on it, you're like, actually, I'm not scared. I'm actually excited. I've just never felt this type of excitement before, like going up on a roller coaster. It's like you're not actually scared. You're just like really amped up, but you've never dealt with it. You never played with this toy in your hands, right? Another one, imagine your life with the freedom that you gained from it, right? After you conquered your fear, now you're a better person now. You're gonna be a better person. You've gained a freedom, a mobility. You can be yourself, right? And another little tip, and this may seem like obvious, but reward yourself after. Tell yourself, cool, now I did that, I'll go camping, I'll go hiking. In my case, I am traveling out of the country for the first time. Very excited, very, very excited, but you don't care, I understand. And here's a little bonus tip, and the reason why this is a bonus is because it's not like necessarily to help you get over all your fears, because able to do this you need to have conquered one before, but once you have conquered one, take that knowledge and you can use it for your next fear, your next anxiety. You can sit there and be like, okay, I know what that was like. Now I have confidence in myself that I can actually keep going and that it was all in my head, right? You take what you learned and you put that in your memory, your head, and you keep moving on. In conclusion, you must face your fears at some point. The world is scary, but it doesn't have to be scary, right? There's some good tips, analyze objectively, check your emotions properly, imagine your life with the freedom you gained, reward yourself after the fact. And as a bonus tip, remember how you felt after you've already conquered one, and bring that with you to your next battle, your next fight, your next wrestling match with your anxieties, and how it was no big deal. Anyways, thank you for listening. Appreciate you all, however many there are out there. My bad. Comment, like, and subscribe. Take care.